Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Indu Jain, Assistant Professor, BA Department, and the College of Science and Technology, Greater Noida. Today's topic for this session is global environment problems. What are these problems? These problems degrade our environment very rapidly, and we all should do something to sort out these global problems. First of all, we should aware about these problems, what they are, and about the consequences or the effects of these problems. And we should also search the solution of these problems. We as teachers has prime responsibility to aware our children and the mankind about the impact of these problems on the entire living world. So now we will discuss about these problems, their consequences, and also preventive measures one by one. First of all, these global environmental concerns, these include ecological issues that are global in scale, largely caused by humanity. Human being is mainly responsible for all these problems. And these problems are worsening day by day. They are worsening very rapidly. Some of the biggest global environmental concerns are global warming, ozone layer depletion, and also the acid rain. In my previous session, I've already discussed about this global warming. In short, I'm telling you about the global warming. What is global warming? Global warming is basically the gradual increase in the average temperature of the earth. Nowadays, the temperature of the earth increasing very rapidly day by day. The consequences of this global warming are global warming has some horrifying consequences which can affect human life. Natural disasters like hurricanes, floods, etc. are caused due to global warming. And what are the reason for these natural disasters? As the glaciers are melting due to the increase in the temperature of the earth, which cause an increase in the water level of the earth in the oceans, in the seas, which is not a good sign for our future survival, as this increase in the water level uh, causes the floods. This graph shows the change in the global average temperature and also the global average sea level and the northern hemisphere snow cover. This first of all, you can see this global average temperature is increases very rapidly. Now the average global temperature is 14.5. And due to the increase in temperature, the sea level also increases. You can see in the next graph. And in the third one, and in the last one, you can see the snow cover in the northern hemisphere is decreasing day by day. The main reason for this global warming is greenhouse effect. What is greenhouse effect? Greenhouse effect is the reflection of the sun rays from the earth, or we can say that when sunlight or sun rays is striking the earth's surface, these are reflected back to the space by the atmosphere. But as the amount of some gases is increasing tremendously, so these gases trap the heat rays from going into the space, and so the temperature of the earth increases at a very tremendous rate. There are certain gases which are known as greenhouse gases. The main responsible gas is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide has a property that it traps the sun rays which comes to the atmosphere. Chlorofluorocarbons and haloalkanes are other greenhouse gases. These are released from the refrigerators and aerosols. One more gas is methane. Methane is released by cattle dung, fertilizers, and carbon dioxide. As I already told you that carbon dioxide is the main greenhouse gas, and it is released by burning of oil, petrol, coal, and diesel, CNG, and so many other gases, fuels. Nitrous oxide is another greenhouse gas, and which is released by gasoline and in the agricultural work. Now, in this session, we will discuss about the ozone layer depletion and the acid rain, two other global problems, major problem of concerns. This is ozone layer depletion. Now, first of all, we should know what is ozone layer. Ozone layer is the high concentration of ozone. What is ozone? Ozone is O3 molecule of oxygen, triatomic molecule of oxygen, that is found in the stratosphere around 15 to 30 kilometers above the Earth's surface. This ozone layer covers the entire planet, that is our Earth, and protects life on Earth by absorbing these harmful ultraviolet radiation from the sun. These rays are very harmful for the mankind or for the Earth, as they can increase the temperature of the Earth very rapidly and at a very high rate. Now, what is the procedure of the formation of this ozone layer? When ultraviolet rays strike, or ultraviolet light strikes the oxygen molecule, it turns the oxygen molecule into free oxygen atoms, and these free oxygen atoms are very, very reactive, and they again converted the further O2 molecule, oxygen molecule, into ozone. And then in the next reaction, you can see this ozone molecule can be broken down into O2, oxygen molecule, and oxygen atom by this ultraviolet light. This reaction occurs in the stratosphere layer of the Earth. Then this further, as I already told you, that oxygen atom is very, very reactive. This oxygen atom react with more ozone molecules, and this is breakdown into the ozone molecules break down into oxygen molecule, and when this ozone converts into oxygen, then it comes to the troposphere layer, and this is the main cause of the thinning of the ozone layer in the stratosphere. Now, what is ozone layer depletion? Ozone layer depletion is basically the thinning of the ozone layer. present in the upper atmosphere, that is the stratosphere. How this happens? This happens when the chlorine and bromine atoms in the atmosphere come in contact with the ozone and destroy the ozone molecules. One chlorine atom can destroy 1 lakh molecules of ozone. So chlorine and bromine atoms act as catalyst for this ozone layer depletion. It is destroyed more quickly, ozone layer is destroyed more quickly than it is created. Some compounds release chlorine and bromine on exposure to high ultraviolet light, which then contribute to ozone layer depletion. As you can see, the chlorine and bromine atoms are mainly responsible for this ozone layer depletion or thinning of the ozone layer. These compounds, which are responsible for the thinning of the ozone layer or ozone layer depletion, are known as ozone depleting substances, ODS. These ozone depleting substances contain chlorine, including chlorofluorocarbon. There are some examples of these ODS, ozone depleting substances that contain chlorine, chlorofluorocarbon, carbon tetrachloride, hydrochlorofluorocarbon, and methyl chloroform. Whereas those substances that contain bromine atoms are halogens, methyl bromide, hydrobromofluorocarbons. Chlorofluorocarbons are the most abundant ozone depleting substances. Due to the problem of this ozone depletion, there is a Montreal Protocol which was proposed in 1987 to stop the use, production, and import of ozone depleting substances and minimize their concentration in the atmosphere to protect the ozone layer of the Earth. Now, what are the different causes of this ozone layer depletion? Ozone layer depletion is a major concern. It is a very big problem, and it is associated with a number of factors. The main causes for this depletion of the ozone layer are, first one, chlorofluorocarbons. Chlorofluorocarbon, in short, CFCs, are the main cause of ozone layer depletion. How are these released in the atmosphere? These are released by different solvents, spray, aerosols, refrigerants or refrigerators, air conditioners, and so many others. The molecules of chlorofluorocarbon in the stratosphere are broken down by the ultraviolet rays of the sun and release chlorine atoms. Now, these chlorine atoms react with ozone and destroy it. As you have already seen in the previous slides, that reaction which occur in the depletion of the ozone layer. Another cause for this ozone layer depletion is unregulated rocket launches. There are certain researches that say that the unregulated launching of the rockets results much more depletion of the ozone layer than the chlorofluorocarbons do. If they are not controlled, this might result in a huge loss of the ozone layer by the year 2050. One more cause of this ozone layer depletion are the nitrogenous compounds. These nitrogenous compounds such as NO2, NO, N2O are highly responsible for the depletion of ozone layer. The above causes are man-made, or we can say that these are due to the activities of the human beings, but there are certain natural causes also to deplete the ozone layer. The ozone layer has been found to be depleted by certain natural processes such as sunspots and stratosphere winds, but it does not cause more than 1 to 2% of the ozone layer depletion. Another natural cause is volcanic eruptions. Volcanic eruptions are responsible for the depletion of the ozone layer, but the main cause or main causes for this ozone layer depletion are man-made. These are the certain ozone depleting substances and their sources. First one is chlorofluorocarbon. The source for this chlorofluorocarbon are refrigerator, air conditioners, solvents, dry cleaning agents, and so many others. Halogens. Halogens are released due to the fire extinguishers. Carbon tetrachloride, due to sources of for this carbon tetrachloride, fire extinguishers, certain solvents. Methyl chloroform in certain adhesives and aerosols. Hydrofluorocarbon, again in fire extinguishers and in air conditioners and in certain solvents. Now, what are the different effects of this ozone layer depletion? Effects on the human health. Humans are the mainly responsible for ozone layer depletion, and the effect of this ozone layer depletion will be or we can say that humans will be directly exposed to harmful ultraviolet radiation of the sun due to the depletion of the ozone layer. Effect of this ozone layer depletion can completely destroy the human life on the surface of the earth. This might result in the serious health issues nowadays among humans, such as skin diseases, cancer, mainly skin cancer, sunburns, cataract, eye problem, quick aging, and weak immune system. These are certain effects of the ozone layer depletion on the health of the human beings. Animals are also affected by this ozone layer depletion. Direct exposure to ultraviolet radiation leads to skin and eye cancer in animals also. Effects on the environment itself. Strong ultraviolet rays may lead to minimal growth, flowering, and photosynthesis in plants. The forest also have to bear the harmful effects of the ultraviolet rays. Further, effects on marine life. Planktons or aquatic plants are greatly affected by the exposure to harmful ultraviolet rays. These are higher in the aquatic food chain. If the planktons are destroyed, the organisms present in the food chain are also affected, of course. Then these are certain solutions to this ozone layer depletion. First one is avoid using ODs. Reduce the use of ozone depleting substances. How? Avoid the use of chlorofluorocarbons in refrigerators and air conditioners. Replacing the halon-based fire extinguisher and so many others ways to avoid ODs, ozone depleting substances. Further, minimize the use of vehicles. Vehicles are responsible for all types of global issues. They cause many pollution, different types of pollution, whether it is air pollution, water pollution, or land pollution. The burning of fuel causes a lot of problem to our environment. The vehicle emit a large amount of greenhouse gases, mainly carbon dioxide, that lead to global warming as well as ozone layer depletion. Therefore, the use of vehicles should be minimized as much as possible. Next one is the use of eco-friendly cleaning products. Most of the cleaning products have chlorine and bromine releasing chemicals that find a way into the atmosphere and affect the ozone layer. These should be substituted with the natural products to protect the environment. We should use organic products for the cleaning purposes. Next one is the use of nitrous oxide should be prohibited. The government should take actions and prohibit the use of harmful nitrous oxide that is adversely affect the ozone layer. People should be made aware of the harmful effects of nitrous oxide and the products emitting the gas so that its use is minimized at the individual level as well. So first of all, to solve all the global problems, it is very necessary the people should be aware about the effects of this harmful harmful problems. Nowadays, the refrigerator usually use a refrigerant called HFC 134A, that is 1112 tetrafluoroethane, which does not deplete the ozone layer unlike freon. The other major global problem is acid rain. Acid rain, what is the meaning of acid rain? Rain with acid. As the name itself suggests, the rain with acid. It can be said as the precipitation of the acid in the form of rain when atmospheric pollutants, which pollutants like oxides of nitrogen and oxides of sulfur, when they react with the rainwater or the water present in the atmosphere and the product, which are the acids, come down with the rain, then this result in acid rain. What are different causes of acid rain? The main cause of acid rain are sulfur and nitrogen particles which get mixed with the wet component of the rain. Sulfur and nitrogen particles which get mixed with water are found in two ways, either man-made, that is, as the emissions that are given out from industries, or one other cause for these emission is the use of vehicles, and the other one are the natural causes like lightning strike in the atmosphere, releasing nitrogen oxides, and volcanic eruptions releasing sulfur oxide. In petroleum product or in coal, these sulfur and nitrogen particles are present to some extent, and when these fuels are burning, then these sulfur and nitrogen particles burns and react with oxygen to form sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides. The regular clean rain we experience, even though it is not clean, means the clean rain which has no acid is not a very clean rain as water and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is still present in the atmosphere, although its a level or its amount in the air is very less, but it reacts with water to form weak carbonic acid, which essentially by itself is not extremely harmful. Carbonic acid is weak acid and is itself is not very harmful for us or for the environment. The reaction occurring is H2O plus CO2 gives H2CO3. Water plus carbon dioxide, when they react, forms carbonic acid. Acid rain is a byproduct of human activity. Of course, human beings are the mainly responsible to release or to form this acid rain. These human activities emit oxides of nitrogen and sulfur in the atmosphere. As I already told you, the burning of fossil fuels like petroleum and coal release these nitrogen oxides and sulfur oxide into the atmosphere. Unethical waste emission disposal techniques. This is the other way to cause the emission of these two gases into the environment or into the atmosphere. When these sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide gases undergo oxidation reaction and then they react with water, resulting in the formation of sulfuric acid and nitric acid respectively. The reactions are SO2 sulfur dioxide plus oxygen plus water gives sulfuric acid. Nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen plus water gives nitric acid. When these two acids mix with rainwater, then it is known as acid rain. Now, what are the different effects of acid rain? Acid is very harmful. So, acid rain is harmful to agriculture, plants, and animals. It washes away, acid rain washes away all the nutrients which are required for the growth and survival of the plants. Acid rain also affects agriculture by the way it alters the composition of the soil. This acid rain changes the pH of the soil. When the soil is too much acidic, the plant will not grow at all. The acid rain also causes the respiratory issues in animals and also in humans. When acid rain falls down and flows into the river and ponds, it affects the aquatic ecosystem completely. It alters the chemical composition of the water. The pH of the water decreases and becomes very acidic. And it is very harmful to the aquatic ecosystem to survive and causes water pollution. Acid is very corrosive in nature. So it corrodes water pipes, which results in the leaching of heavy metals such as iron, lead, copper into the drinking water. When these chemicals or these metals, heavy metals, goes into the drinking water, then they are very much harmful for the living organism. It also damages the building as acids are very corrosive. Acids are very corrosive. So they are also very harmful for the non-living things like the statues, like the monuments. It damages the buildings and monuments made up of stones and metals. These are the two real life examples. First one is Taj Mahal and another one is Statue of Liberty. Taj Mahal, which is one of the seven wonders of the world, is largely affected by the acid rain. The city of Agra, Agra is a very polluted city as it has many industries which emit the oxides of sulfur and nitrogen in the atmosphere. Again, people continue to use low quality coal and firewood as a domestic fuel, adding to this problem. Acid rain has the following reaction with the marble. Marble is degraded due to the, as this reaction occurs, here the calcium carbonate, as a marble contain calcium, marble is chemically calcium carbonate. This chemical that is calcium carbonate react with sulfuric acid, or sulfuric acid react with calcium carbonate, forms calcium sulfate, water and carbon dioxide. The formation of this calcium sulfate result in the corrosion of this beautiful monument. Calcium carbonate is white in color, and this calcium sulfate causes the yellowing of the marble. The given figure, you can see in this figure before and after effects of the acid rain on the Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal before acid rain and Taj Mahal after acid rain. In half figure, you can see Taj Mahal without acid rain, without the effect of acid rain, and next half is the, you can see the yellowing of the Taj Mahal. It is due to the effect of acid rain. As here, the marble is completely corroded. Another example, real life example, is the Statue of Liberty. This Statue of Liberty is made of copper, and copper is bronze in color, somewhat brownish. It has also been damaged by the cumulative action of acid rain and the oxidation for over 30 years, and is therefore becoming green. In the given figure, you can see the half portion, first half portion is somewhat bronze in color, that is the copper, and after the effect of acid rain, you can see the green color, this bronze color, it changes into, this beautiful bronze color changes into green color. Now, what are different preventive measures for this acid rain? The only precaution that we can take against acid rain is having a check at the emission of oxides of nitrogen and sulfur. So we should stop the excessive use of the petroleum and coal, which from these two, there is a large amount of oxides of nitrogen and sulfur are emitted and mixed in the atmosphere. As we are the responsible citizens, one should be aware of the harmful effects they cause and of the industries which give out nitrogen and sulfur compound waste unethically. Now we should understand that protecting our environment is not just a responsibility, but it is a duty that we owe to our planet, to ourselves, and to the future generation. By taking simple steps, we can protect our environment. And we should do that. We should protect our environment. Thank you.